Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about the Tesla network and Elon's so-called robotaxis. So if you're interested, stay tuned. So if you saw from Investor Day the other day, Elon gave out a bunch of numbers on the robotaxi fleet. The most optimistic claim that stuck out like a super sore thumb was that every owner could make $30,000 a year using their car as a robotaxi. I'm obviously a believer in Tesla, but that claim I think is smoke and mirrors. Elon has been known in the past to fluff up a lot of stuff, so it's not surprising. So I wanted to break down some of the numbers and express why I don't think this is realistic, and this is coming from a part-time Uber or Lyft driver. So one of the numbers was 18 cents a mile, and that was at cost, and that was including depreciation, car maintenance, and I believe energy. Next number was 65 cents per mile, and that was gross profit. And okay, if you came up with that number, that's cool. I do like that he did include dead miles at 50%, which is nice, because a lot of times as a rideshare driver, you're driving a lot of dead miles, what we call them, where say you get a ping and you're driving to the passenger. You don't get paid for those. So I do like that he included that in his calculation. Not exactly sure where the 90,000 miles came from, so that one doesn't really make sense, and I'm going to kind of skip that one. And of course, the $30,000 per year per car, which I think is really unrealistic. So to start, if we're saying we get 65 cents per mile, that's going to mean you're going to put 46,000 miles on the car per year to make that $30,000. I know Teslas are built for mileage, but that's quite a bit of miles for a year. That's closing in on how much mileage a full-time Lyft and Uber driver would put on their car in a year. And for reference, the average full-time Lyft and Uber driver makes $21,000 a year after taxes and depreciation and all that. And that being said, the average full-time driver drives 50 hours plus a week just to make ends meet. So it doesn't exactly make sense that if you're going to let your car be part of this Tesla network, that you're going to be able to make $30,000 a year per car. Because even if you could, that would probably mean that the car is going to be running full time, and that's going to mean that you're not going to really have access to your own car when you need it. And if you're thinking, oh, well, I can let it drive around at night when I'm sleeping. While that's true, demand for rideshare is not anywhere near as high as it is during the day, so you're probably not going to be making as much money. And if you're thinking weekend bar scene, that's true. You could do that when the demand is much higher. And from what I hear from other rideshare drivers, the bar scene does make quite a bit of money. But are you willing to risk lending your driverless car to a bunch of drunks who don't care? Drunks are bad enough as it is, even with the driver in the car. Really good rideshare drivers can get a read on which drunks they think are going to puke and avoid those rides altogether. With a driverless car, you're going to be picking up whoever pings you for a request. This is virtually a guarantee that some drunk is going to puke in your car. And who's going to clean that up? I'm definitely not cleaning that up. And I'm sure Tesla will have some sort of cleaning service that they contract out with to do this. But is that really worth the risk to ruin your car over a couple of bucks? I know Elon has mentioned that robotaxis are the reason for the interior dash cam, but that doesn't stop people from behaving badly, especially if they might not even know the cam is there. And you'd also be competing with other robotaxis on the platform, just like other drivers on Lyft and Uber. So I think if each robotaxi were to make $30,000 a year, Elon would definitely have to limit the amount of cars on the network. He did say that customers would be able to join the platform, so I would think he would use registration or some proof that you use your Model 3 as a daily driver. There's no way 30,000 would be possible if, say, some business owner that had some money bought like 3 or 4 Teslas and just let them loose on the Tesla network. If business owners like that were allowed, the market would saturate so fast and it would basically turn into Lyft and Uber. And you also have to remember demand. Just because you have a car on the network that's ready to go doesn't mean that everyone needs a ride right now. I think Elon is envisioning that Tesla network just overtakes the entire rideshare industry as its prices undercut Lyft and Uber by quite a bit. And remember, Lyft and Uber are working on their own self-driving technology as well as Waymo, so there's still going to be competition and the customers are still probably going to be able to choose which service they want to use. It's not going to be all-inclusive where Tesla is your only option for rideshare. Another thing I noticed on one of the slides is that he's willing to let customers limit who gets into their car to people they know. Friends, family, coworkers, and social media friends. So I don't know why you would do that. That seems kind of cheap to charge your friend to take a ride in your car. So if you're going to do that, you might as well not even bother, because the amount of people you know compared to the general public is like probably less than 1%. So if you're saying, hey, I'm willing to let less than 1% people in my car, you're not going to get any rides like ever. And I'm not even going to get into regulatory approval, how insurance is going to work, and that Lyft and Uber take massive cuts from the fare that the passenger pays. I think owners who want to join this network, it would make a lot more sense if they're looking just to make a little side money. So say maybe if they need to pay their car bills or just some other little bills. Kind of like being a part-time Lyft or Uber driver, just that you don't have to do anything besides turn on an app. That, I think, would be a much more realistic outlook on what the Tesla network could offer you as an owner. Do you agree with my opinion on the robotaxis, or do you think $30K per car per year is achievable? If you're a Model 3 owner, would you be willing to turn your car into a robotaxi for a little bit of extra cash? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.